Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today I have got some Transformers news to talk to you guys about. We have some information about the live-action Transformers film that is supposed to be coming out next year. We have some information on both animated series, one coming to Nickelodeon, and of course the other one is going to be a Netflix exclusive. We have more information about the studios with that. We also have some Figure King images have given us a better look at some of the new Transformers that are coming out, including Kingdom Rodimus Prime, as well as some Masterpiece figures that we have some either information and or images about that a lot of people are excited about. Of course, I got a lot to talk about, so sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchasing some merch on my Teespring store today. Okay, so the first bit of Transformers news that I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that Symbiote Studios, who's been doing this line of plushie dolls for Transformers, has come out with Starscream and Grimlock. And I actually have Grimlock right here, who is absolutely adorable, and I have Starscream, both of which I had to take for my kids because when Symbiote Studios sent this to me, I let my daughter, first of all, my son saw this and he was kind of scared at first, but then like kind of loves it, the fact that it's a dinosaur. And then my daughter saw this one and absolutely had to have it because it's Starscream, and she really likes Starscream. And if you guys are not familiar with them, they've also done not only just Grimlock, but they've done Megatron and Soundwave. They've done Optimus and Bumblebee as well. Just getting another look at the Grimlock plush, so you can get a good look at him. And you can see it's just a cool looking thing. Like this is something that, like, if you have kids and you know they like stuffed animal kind of stuff, this is something definitely to get your hands on for any collector, who likes to enjoy Transformers with their kids. Now, there have been some leaks recently as far as the Kingdom Leader Class Galvatron, and I have kind of neglected talking about him because these haven't been official images, but I've been excited about it because along with Rodimus Prime, we're getting a more cartoon accurate and a solid toy when it comes down to this new Leader Class Galvatron. And getting a closer look at the toy, I mean, you gotta say, it's just, he looks phenomenal, at least as far as the mold is concerned. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of is the fact they added all of this, like, battle damage on him. You know, I've been working on trying to get rid of the battle damage off of my Siege Ape face because I'm just not a fan of it on particular characters, especially considering that Galvatron is supposed to be, like, the upgrade to Megatron that he is. He's got this weird, like, oddball paint on him, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. The face sculpt looks great. I really like the face sculpt. I know some people are, they have their own opinions about it, but I think they did a pretty darn good job. And he also comes with a Matrix accessory on a chain, so you can reenact the scene in Transformers the movie, which is, I just think, is awesome. And getting a closer look, he is taller than Siege Megatron, but he's very solid from what a lot of people are saying, and he's almost as tall as Siege, or this is one in particular, is Kingdom Ultra Magnus, so you can get a good look at the two of them together, and you can see like how well designed he is. Some have been saying that his torso doesn't have a lot of gaps, things that kind of like the transformation does a good job of like covering everything up, which is something that when you take a look at something like Kingdom Ultra Magnus here, where he has like gaps in the shoulder pads there or in his legs, and a lot of people are getting like gap fillers, you won't need as many for Galvatron, all things considered. And look, he's even got a wrist articulation, which is something that's been lacking in some Transformers, especially Deluxe and Voyager classes. And you can even see the comparison between him and Titan's Return Galvatron. Of course, I customized mine. I added a different style head to him. But man, this is like night and day, man. Like, they've done a really good job on him. I think the photography on here is a little off because, I mean, the way that his proportions are. But then again, it could just be like the way that he's designed, that no matter, like, on certain angles he doesn't look properly proportionate, and it's just kind of like the way that he looks to me. But you know, still, I think he's a much better looking, you know, figure compared to that Titan's Return. And he also, you know, his cannon mode is an upgrade as well. I mean, looking at this in particular, this whole part here is underneath the, you know, the chest. This part right here is very much like his animation model, where they were trying to like make the cannon mode seem more like the toy, but his robot mode is more on the purple side, and that's fantastic. I'm wondering if they're going to try to incorporate some form or fashion to try and make this new leader class Galvatron have a different mode, but I'd have to see, you know, how they do it, because the Titan's Return incorporated a spaceship mode in order to get around the fact that Galvatron's third mode was a laser blaster that was not seen in the cartoon, but was seen in the UK exclusive comic books. But still, like, this Galvatron looks fantastic in this cannon mode and in robot mode. I am definitely looking forward to adding Galvatron to my collection. Now, Figure King magazine has been putting out a bunch of images. Recently, we have some more confirmation on Kingdom Commander class Rodimus Prime. A lot of people were commenting on my last videos about this particular Rodimus Prime figure, saying like, oh, well, he's just a retool of Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. Why would I just buy Rodimus Prime when I have Hot Rod? Because he's Rodimus Prime. This is the upgrade, you know, to him, and it is a full-on upgrade. And it's not just like, you know, like Hot Rod is, you can see in this image, like this, they have this really small image of Studio Series 86 Hot Rod next to the Kingdom Rodimus Prime, and you can see the size differences. You can see the articulation in his fingers. It's similar tooling with the legs. It's a much bigger look. I'm still hoping that he has a matrix chamber on the inside, but we'll see about that. And we also have a better look at the vehicle mode. Now, I agree with a lot of people who have been talking about this and saying, like, I don't particularly care for the fact that the pipes don't fully connect here. I would love to see like some form of upgrade for that, and I would like the hubcaps to be painted, you know, a nice chrome or silver, but it's like, I'm sure that Toy Hacks is going to end up coming with labels. Like, they're licking their chops like pretty much with like every Transformers release, as we know. And his trailer opens up into this battle platform. The rolling, you know, the platform can now, like the cannons can detach. The original toy was like, it was kind of part of the trailer. You know, you can actually put that on top of the roof, and when the trailer is open, a car can fit on the inside. So they fit Studio Series 86 Hot Rod in car mode on the inside, and you can see him, you know, right next to each other. So they did a lot of these images to show you that there is a difference between the two, and I'm glad that they did, because I'm still excited for him. I know some people are just like, they are hating on him because he's Rodimus Prime. Why did Rodimus Prime get this treatment and not Optimus? Is what it is, guys. You know, and I'm happy because my favorite character is finally getting his due in a toy that I think is much more worthy of him than pretty much any you know, mainline Transformers toy that has come out. Of course, a lot of people are going to say Rodimus Prime is done best in that Masterpiece toy, and I can agree to disagree on some points with that. I mean, they've done a lot of work on him. I mean, I would like to see a Masterpiece Rodimus Prime redo, but I think this is what they're trying to get at with it, and they're trying to like give us the best of both worlds, where it's a little bit more affordable, but it's kind of up the level to try and get it to a Masterpiece point for this character. I do agree with a lot of you that the tires here with the car, you know, truck cab, so to speak, you know, the tires for that are kind of like not in line with the vehicle mode. I do wish that was the case, but I still think he looks awesome. That's just me. Now, Figure King also showed off the in-color images for Masterpiece Skids. If you're a fan of the G1 character, or if you're a fan of him from other continuities, you'd know that he was originally a Diaclone toy, was released in 1985, and then he was redecoed in different colors and, you know, over the years, and, you know, they kind of paid homage to him in Revenge of the Fallen with a green you know, bot in that movie, which not a lot of people are fans of. But the red toy here is actually going to be a new character named Reboost, and he is decoed after his Diaclone red counterpart, with a different style head, which I actually think is kind of cool that they're giving us, you know, a one style head for Reboost and one style head for Skids, and at the same time giving us that vehicle. And he is officially licensed by Honda. To my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, you know, I'm not a big car person, but, you know, this particular Honda vehicle was like the precursor to the Honda Civic, you know, so I'm not sure if that's the case, but, you know, again, correct me if I'm wrong. So, but I think it's cool that Skids is getting a Masterpiece treatment. We also have information about the next Masterpiece toys for Skyfire and Raiden. It's only information. There is no official images, though. TFW 2005 put up their animation models, which you can see here. If you're familiar with Skyfire and his whole legal debacle and why he became from Jetfire to Skyfire, you'd know why his robot mode design is different than his original G1 toy. But the Siege Jetfire was a pretty good toy, and if they are going to do a Masterpiece, they're probably going to go above and beyond to try and make it even more animation accurate than that was, which probably means he's going to have some storage to be able to probably place, you know, a transformer on the inside. Maybe some of the smaller bots can like fit on the inside when he's in vehicle mode, but we'll see what they do. But as far as Raiden is concerned, according to the information, he's going to scale with the Unite Warriors and Combiner Wars combiners, which, to be honest, when I hear that, I'm wondering, like, well, is he going to be the same size as, let's say, Superion or Menasor? He's probably going to be the same height of one that I still have to take out of the box is Combiner Wars Devastator, which is a much larger style combiner. And that would be good because the trains themselves are much larger, right? So you'd kind of expect a larger, you know, robot mode when it comes down to a combiner in and of itself. And since it's Masterpiece, you know that the articulation and everything is going to be a lot better than, let's say, something like the War for Cybertron when it comes down to the differences between the toys. Now, if you're not familiar with the character of Raiden, maybe it's a character that I should do a retrospective of in the future, but what ended up happening is that his toy was one of the Diaclone combiners, along with Devastator, you know, the toys that became Devastator, and his toy was not released in the US. You know, the train bots were not released in the US, but they were released in Japan in 1987 and were in the Headmasters anime. And the Headmasters anime released that same toy, you know, with them as the train bots. And then because they did not have Skylinks in Japan, because Toy Box was a rival toy company, Raiden was the new rival for Predaking during the Headmasters anime. So a lot of people really kind of wanted something out of Raiden, which is great because we finally get to see the train bots be given some justice that they haven't been given in quite some time. And I'm actually excited for that. All right, so again, without any actual images, but just information, we have some new light as far as what is coming with the Nickelodeon-based Transformers cartoon. I had already reported on this, that they were doing 2 different Transformers animated series after the War for Cybertron Kingdom toy line comes to an end and the Kingdom, you know, cartoon comes out. They're going to be giving us Botbots, which is going to be animated by Boulder Media Limited, which is the same people who did Cyberverse, and it's also the same people who did Rescue Bots Academy. So if you like that animation style, that's what you can expect out of Botbots. And if you are a fan of, like, let's things like Elena of Avalor, Disney's Monsters at Work, or Kong, King of the Apes, that animation style is probably what we're going to see with Icon Creative Studio for the new Transformers cartoon that is going to air on Nickelodeon next year. And that is going to be a full-on 26 episode, cartoon. It's going to be with the Autobots and Decepticons battling against each other. We don't know any other further details yet, and I am looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I'm hoping that the story and everything is good when it's all said and done, but at least we now know what we can expect out of the different animation studios coming out with these Transformers cartoons. And the last thing that I want to talk about today has to do with the live action films. Now, Transformers 7 is the working title, and the reason why it is called Transformers 7 on all early production for it is because, and I believe I've said this before, but this is the 7th Transformers film made by Paramount. In Sony's eyes, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 is actually Spider-Man 4 and 5, and I believe the home trilogy is basically Spider-Man 6, 7, and 8, even though they're not in the same continuity. Or maybe this third Spider-Man movie will be, but that's a whole nother discussion. But what we do know is that they are getting a $200 million budget. They are going to be filming in Canada, and they are also going to be moving over to Peru for the next portion of filming. So I'm curious as to what they're going to do with that as far as storytelling. What we have found out already is that the director was the same director for Creed 2, and we know that they are moving forward with, as far as we know, a Bumblebee movie sequel. We don't know if it's in the same continuity of the Bay films, or if it's just using Bumblebee as the new starting point for the new continuity. We also have been told that they are in kind of works with a production for a Beast Wars movie, but we'll see where they go with it from that. I don't know what to expect because this is kind of all that we know. And until we get further details and story details of vehicles that we probably are going to end up seeing, I'm sure there are going to be people with their cell phones, getting like camera images, and we're going to find out all about all that stuff as it comes out. And apparently this movie is coming out next year. Like, they're going to have this thing like filmed like this, like ready to go by June of 2022. So we'll see where they go with it from that. But I don't know what you guys think about all this Transformers news. Are you guys excited about some of the new Masterpiece and War for Cybertron figures coming out, or are you more excited about the plushies and the live action films and the animated series? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have lots more Transformers content coming down the pipeline. You can stay tuned for all of that, including a new Transformers discussion video. It's going to be a little bit monstrous size, so you can kind of get the hint out of that one. And on top of that, I'm going to be doing some more videos on my second channel as well, including some retro reviews. So as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.